Hi everyone, my name is James Feeney. Welcome to or back to my channel. Today I want to talk about the subjects of health and tarot. Specifically where health and tarot are mentioned in conjunction with one another or where they intersect. I find that this area tends to be a bit polarizing and divisive. There also seems to be a dearth of dialogue surrounding reading tarot in terms of health. For this reason, I think we could all benefit from some discussion in this area. I'll preface this by saying that I read professionally for clients, but that I don't accept inquiries that are overtly or blatantly tied to physical or bodily health. The reason for this is rooted in that I don't have education or qualification in health or medicine, and so I don't feel equipped to offer guidance or support in that area. Likewise, there is a legal element at play, and this will vary depending on where you're located, but to the best of my knowledge, tarot readers who offer their services for money are required to state that their readings are for entertainment purposes only. For that reason, offering health or medical related guidance would be in violation of the law, thus potentially resulting in legal ramifications or fines, and we never want that. That being said, I do find that health and tarot are linked inextricably. For example, my health is going to impact my state of mind, my thoughts, emotions, the way I interact with the world around me, the way that I interpret the cards, the way I communicate messages, for better or worse. So whether I'm in superb health or facing some sort of chronic or acute health ailment, it is going to impact me as a reader and also how I interpret the cards. Likewise, a querent or client, if you're reading for somebody else, and their state of health is going to impact maybe how they are receptive to messages. Their state of health may be a motivator in why they've come for a reading, and that's something we can never know. Perhaps they have a chronic illness of some sort and are looking to improve their quality of life. They have no obligation to divulge their health history or state of health. And for that reason, we just need to be mindful that all of our messages may be received and taken in a way that is through a lens of health. I mentioned that I don't accept inquiries that are related directly to bodily or physical health. I've said this very specifically because I think that whenever we are using the cards, we are interfacing with health of a variety of sorts. In present day, health is more of a spectrum. It feels like an umbrella, wherein various areas of wellness are being referenced. Areas like mental health, emotional health, and spiritual health are all gaining validity, thankfully, and I think that this is a move in the right direction. I think that this is very necessary, but it also means that we as readers need to reflect upon and investigate our feelings in regards to conducting readings that are likely referencing these areas of wellness. It's almost impossible to pick up the cards and conduct a reading for yourself or another and not touch upon mental, emotional, or spiritual health in some way, shape, or form. We often turn to the cards to reflect, to understand our feelings, our emotions, our thoughts, whether we come to the cards with anxieties regarding certain decisions or heightened emotional states. Maybe we've gone through a breakup or are mourning a loss. Either way, our mental, emotional, and spiritual health are being referenced, whether we're trying to remedy or to understand them through the cards. And so in a way, none of us are exempt from reading in a health-related fashion. It's really in just understanding how it is that we are doing this and being, I would say, aware and open to the possibilities and understanding that health is a spectrum rather than a finite box or topic to be avoided. I think that there's this sort of taboo or consensus decision or opinion that health is an area that is off limits in terms of tarot, and I think when we think this or speak on this, we're referring to very strictly bodily or medically related health. And of course, that's best left to healthcare professionals, those who have the proper education, training, and qualifications. But we are confronted with our own health in various sorts every single day, and that is going to permeate the cards. It's going to affect our readings. And there are interesting results to be had, I think, in terms of health and cards. Sometimes in our lowest emotional states, lowest emotionally healthy states, I should say, or when our emotional health is on the fritz or in a lesser state, we sometimes have these really great breakthroughs with the cards. And in that way, our health is very much being investigated and is also playing a role in us as a tarot reader. So as a reader and a receiver of a message, our health is at play, and we're also looking to the cards to understand our health better. So what I'm getting at here is that health is always going to be tied in with readings to some effect. It's really just understanding and being open to the various avenues that it may arise. Now, of course, there are healthcare professionals in the realms of mental and emotional well-being, and that's not to say that we can then take the role of those individuals or professionals, but of course we are confronted with our own mental state and emotional state every day, and that to a lesser degree we can interface with and potentially solve some problems and understand ourselves better. Of course, if you are in a heightened emotional state and very unwell, and when you're faced potentially with a querent or client that is clearly very much unwell, to go through with a reading does seem a bit unethical, or it may seem unethical. For that reason, I would say maybe to conclude the reading and offer some appropriate resources. I do have a video, I believe, that is about when a querent or a client doesn't need a reading, and this really references, I think, a type of or a state of health that requires something that a tarot reader cannot provide. So keep that in mind. We are not here to supplant or replace a healthcare professional in any fashion, but we are often touching upon various elements of health. And so we do have this sort of moral or ethical responsibility to be cognizant, to be wary, to be understanding, and also to be aware of the role that we are playing. To turn a blind eye or to not recognize our role in the health of another human being that we are reading for is negligent, it feels like. I would be curious to know what others feel in terms of reading about health and how health is referenced in terms of tarot. I find that it plays a large role in my tarot practice, and that every time I'm reading for a client, I am very much on the lookout for cards and messages that are coming across that may be in reference to health of the physical, mental, emotional, or spiritual sort. And if I don't feel like I am equipped as an everyday human being without qualification to handle this sort of health area or arena, I will then forward or offer resources or suggest that a querent go to a professional who is then equipped to navigate that area that has come up potentially in a reading. So we do have a responsibility, I think, to our querents and clients to be able to recognize when we are not equipped to handle what it is that they've brought to the reading. And I think that there is a power in that. I don't think it means that we are any less than as readers. I don't think it means that we are not equipped or that we are not adept in what we do. I think it actually shows that we are very self-aware as readers. It shows that we are in tune with our practice and our skills enough to know when our skills are not enough to be able to help the person on the other end of the table. And as much as maybe our ego doesn't like the idea of not being able to help the person or feeling a bit out of our zone in terms of what we're able to provide, I think it's our obligation to then make sure that a querent is forwarded to an individual or a practitioner, healthcare professional that can then offer services that are well suited to what they may require. I also find that in many ways we almost serve as a neutral third party in a reading. I think that that's particularly helpful to keep a querent or to draw them back to a place of neutrality so that they can view and receive messages objectively. So in a way, we are calibrating or in some way hoping to balance and find an equilibrium in the mental, emotional, spiritual health of the person that we are doing the reading for. If they are in a heightened emotional state to a certain degree, or their thoughts are too erratic, they may not be able to receive the message as effectively or to the degree that they would benefit from. So for example, if I were to conduct a reading and the death card were to come up, it's my responsibility to reassure the client that it doesn't mean actual literal death. It is my responsibility to let them know what it does mean. It is my responsibility to then offer reassurance where reassurance is needed. It's also my responsibility, I think, to offer the more critical messages or the harder to receive messages that may accompany this death card, the transformation it may hearken to, or the need to change and shift, to break free of old habits that may be debilitating to the querent or client. So in a way, there is this sort of neutralizing aspect to a tarot reader, or that we have as tarot readers. I think that we need to do this for ourselves and others. It's something that we naturally find that we do, because readings are more effective when we can remain neutral and objective. The messages can permeate deeper. We are more receptive and open to their genuine message, as opposed to a distorted version of what we believe them to mean through a heightened emotional lens. And so in that way, I just wanted to come on and make this short video to express some of my thoughts and opinions, and maybe get a dialogue going in terms of tarot and health. I'd be so curious to know what others think about reading tarot in terms of health, and how tarot and health are connected, and how health may permeate our tarot readings. So let me know what you think in the comments below. If you'd like to make a video all of your own, I'd love to see it. And I hope you are all well. Like and subscribe if this was interesting and fun. Until next time, I hope you are all well.